Hello, this is my favorite starter Pokemon of all time. I'm going to do all 15 Pokemon in this. Number 15, Snivy. I never liked Snivy. As soon as it came out in the 5th generation, it was my least favorite straight away. As soon as I saw it, I know something about the way it looks is just really off-putting. Then I saw each of its evolvements and it got worse. I don't like any of the evolvements. This is one of the only starter Pokemon where all three of the evolvements do not appeal to me. 14, Oshawott. I'm not trying to have anything against Generation 5 here, but another Generation 5 Pokemon. This is another one that I really don't like. All three evolvements. The first and second look exactly the same, and the third is ridiculous. It just looks stupid. Okay, the first is cute, but it isn't a cool Pokemon, and not a good starter. 13, Tepig, the final of the three Generation 5 starters. This is the actual starter from Generation 5 that I do like. It's still this low down because I don't like it as much as the rest, but it is the one I picked for Pokemon White and Black playthroughs. Picked it for both. Number 12, Piplup. Piplup is my least favourite of the Generation 4 starters. I have nothing against Generation 4, and it's actually probably one of my favourite generations, but this Pokemon annoys me so much. And look what it evolves into. Empoleon is ridiculous. It's the stupidest waste of time of evolving a Pokemon ever. Number 11, Charmander. Oh, it's controversial right here, but Charmander is my least favourite Generation 1 starter. Charizard is the most overrated Pokemon ever. Well, maybe Mew, but Charizard's definitely up there. And Charmander isn't even that good compared to the other two. Number 10, Mudkip. Mudkip is my least favourite of the Generation 3 starters. Not to say that I don't like them, because I love all three of the Generation 3 starters. It's probably the strongest generation of starters, except maybe one, not including Charmander. I do love all three of these evolvements. Number 9, Chikorita. Chikorita was the grass starter from Generation 2, and all three of its evolvements are really cool. It is extremely underrated starter, especially probably the most underrated of all five of the grass starters, and I love it. The biggest evolvement, Magnesium, is so cool. Number 8, Totodile. The Generation 2 water starter is next. I think this Pokemon is so cool. One of the cooler water ones, definitely. One of the coolest water starters. Generation 2 produced some of the coolest starters ever. And Feraligatr is a beast. Look how cool this guy is. He has like the red spikes going, and he's beastly. Number 7, Turtwig. Another Generation 4 starter here, and this is the Generation 4 grass starter. Turtwig is pretty sick, and he evolves into Torterra, which is one of the coolest grass full evolved starters in the game. He was my favourite Generation 4 starter when the game came out. Obviously, not now. Cyndaquil, number 6. Cyndaquil is my favourite of the Generation 2 starter Pokemon. He is one of the very few fire Pokemon which is my favourite from a set of 3. The only backside, I think, to Cyndaquil is that all three of his evolutions look really similar. Of course, they're not, Typhlosion being extremely powerful compared to the others. Number 5, Torchic. Torchic I actually don't like that much. The thing that saves this Pokemon from being way further down the list is what it evolves into. Combusken and Blaziken are badass. Blaziken especially being the first of the firefighting type generation starters, it was so cool. Number 4, Squirtle. An absolute fan favourite. Squirtle is so cool, and I can see why so many people like him. This guy is so awesome, and it evolved into one of the coolest water full evolved starters of all time, Blastoise. Blastoise is a turtle with cannons coming out of its back. You can't get cooler than that. Number 3, Treecko. Trico line is definitely one of my favourites. Trico was the first Pokemon I ever started with, seeing with Generation 3 was pretty much the generation I started with. Trico was the first Generation 3 Pokemon I had, and also I started with it a second time before afterwards starting with Mudkip later on. I think its evolvements are so cool as well. Number 2, Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is obviously another fan favourite, and for good reason. This guy is probably hands down the coolest grass starter ever. Its design is awesome, its move pool is great, and its fully evolved form Venusaur is one of the best defense stats of all the starters. Venusaur is so cool, and Ivysaur is also awesome. They have the coolest designs out of all the grass type starters. Number 1, we have, no spoilers here, you can probably guess what it's going to be by process of elimination, but here we go. Chimchar. Chimchar is the fire Pokemon from Generation 4. Usually fires are my least favourite of a generation. I don't know why, but I was instantly drawn to Turtwig when I got this generation, usually because I am more into the grass Pokemon than the fire. But after a while, I started with Chimchar and I pretty much fell in love. I used it every time afterwards. Monferno, the middle evolvement of Chimchar, is my favourite of the 3 evolvements. And for the last playthrough I did of Diamond, I actually kept him as a Monferno instead of evolving him. But I do still love Infernape. The Infernape in the anime, which Ash has, is bad, man. I don't know why, it's just so cool. And it's definitely my favourite starter.